rivalry week. The guys are obviously thinking about it. How big is this for the program every year when this game comes up?
I know there's coach speak, right? And you say it's just another game. But I always tell the players it's not fair to our fans, our administration. Look at all the media attention. I mean, if you're in this state, it's a great rivalry in all sports. So it does mean a lot. Yeah, it's one game, and the game doesn't change. You got to throw strikes, and you got to make plays, and you got to get timely hits. But it's a fun game. I want our kids to enjoy it, and hoping we get to play them twice this year, because the last couple of years, due to other circumstances, we've only played them once, and it's a big game for the state. So I'm glad we get to play tomorrow night.
Does it help give the players maybe kind of a postseason feel almost because of the atmosphere you get here?
I think that's a good point to make. Great crowd, great atmosphere, the attention, the interviews before the game, after the game. I think it definitely has a very much a postseason feel, and of course we've met up with them in the postseason, so that has its own story to it.
How much of an importance is it kind of going into this game with a little bit of momentum, the 5 straight wins?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, one thing you hear in coach speak, because it's true, just throw out records and throw out who's playing well and throw out who's hot. I mean, it's the game says respect the game. That's throw strikes, make plays, and get timely hits. I'm sure every coach and team wants to be going in with momentum, but it doesn't really give you a leg up. You got to earn it tomorrow, 7 o'clock. You got to run out there and you got to earn it.
What do you like about what you've seen from your group so far today?
If you paid attention at practice, man, they're having fun. I mean, there's a professionalism to them. There's a business-like mentality. We're not a finished product, but we've done a lot of good things so far. And as we keep preaching to this group, learn and grow. Let's get better. We talk a lot about the basketball teams playing in the NCAAs, and the majority of those teams, if not all of them, got better as the year went on. I mean, to be a really good postseason team, as we've been a really good postseason program, you got to get better as the year goes on. So we still got to improve in some areas, but we've done a lot of good things to this point. We're in the second half of the season now. By this Sunday, we'll be halfway through ACC play. So a lot of good things, but there's still areas. Believe me, as a coach, there's areas you have to improve in.
With the energy that they've been bringing to practice, and you see that in games, especially offensively, do you feel like they're playing a little more loose maybe compared to last season, and that was something that was missing?
Oh, definitely. We struggled in that first half of last season and really pressed at times. But as you realize in college athletics now, 75% of these guys weren't even here last year. It's a new year. You got the Tage Davises of the world and all the freshmen. You got the Jake Monroes, the Garrett Pikes, the Cuts, the Peter Michaels. So, it's more about be where your feet are, coach this group up. Yeah, share your wisdom and experiences in the past, but we've talked about it, man. We've been out of that storm for a while. Now, storms we're not immune to them throughout this season, but we're long gone from last year.
See if I get a little more coach speak out of you. The nation seems to be waking up to Louisville baseball again. You guys are climbing in the polls. How important is that to make sure that, sure we're playing well, but the nation needs to notice as well?
It doesn't hurt, but you still don't know, as we saw basketball, you just don't know when the postseason rolls around. Like I said, we still got a long way to go, and at the end of the day, where we finish in the ACC will say a lot about where we are as a program. But I think you've also, if you pay attention to the ACC and just keep your head above water, if you can finish in that top half, great. Keep your head above water. These midweek games, they're all important. Play well in the postseason because it's a new season. And so, but it never hurts. I always tell our kids, don't live and die off of what other people say about you, but I don't know what Division I team doesn't want to be ranked and be respected and all that, but it doesn't give you a leg up tomorrow night. You got to earn it tomorrow night.
You guys are on a 5-game win streak, but before that you had a period where you'd lost 5 of 9. What's been the key to not keeping them too low on themselves when there are some of those valleys, but also like not being too high on themselves whenever you do have some momentum?
It's what we say all the time. As a coach, you can just address things. Don't get too high, don't get too low. We say it during a game, right? You could hit a home run and feel like you're on top of the world. You can run out there and make a bad error, right? You could be 0 for 4 having the worst game of your life, you come up with a chance to win it in the ninth, right? And obviously pitchers are dealing with their challenges. So it's just it's wise coach talk, but until they go through it, where were they too high at times and where were we too low at times? And so that little stretch you talked about, yeah, that was kind of our first time on the road. We got beat up a little bit, 3 out of 4 games on the road, and we don't leave for the road till Thursday, but we're about to hit another road stretch. So we'll hopefully look back on what we did good, the things we didn't do good, and we've addressed them, and hopefully we're just better prepared.
Where's the status of Parker? How's he coming along?
He's still going to be out for I don't know, several weeks, but I can tell you as a coach looking at our pitching staff, if he keeps trending in the right direction, we get him back for that last push. Is that the last month of the season? But that last month, and you go in the ACC play, and you hope another month from the ACC tournament on, man, what a boost that could be to our pitching staff. So we've done some great things on the mound. Really, really like our pitching staff. But as we always talk with Coach Williams, I mean, there's several areas that we can improve in. Individually, guys are trying to make improvements. But I really like the pitching staff because I see the camaraderie, I see the togetherness. And like I said, if you watch us practice, man, these guys are having fun and they're doing it together.
Just going back. Go ahead. Okay. Just going back to the offense really quickly, you have a lineup that just continues to produce. But what about a kid in Davis? You mentioned him being the new piece, being a younger guy, and your thoughts on what he's been able to do at the plate has been pretty impressive.
We've always had freshmen contribute. I don't know if we've had. That's not maybe normal, but I've been blessed. I've coached a couple national freshmen of the year, conference freshmen of the year, several freshman All-Americans, right? Zion had a great year last year, but Tague is obviously you guys see the talent. I mean, it's a fun kid to coach. There's a lot of talent in there, and fortunately for us, we don't have to stick him, we feel, in that top half of the lineup. So, man, that is a threat in the 7 spot or wherever he's been in the lineup lately, and maybe he can protect Eddie a little bit. You need guys to protect others, where Zion's protecting those first 2 guys, and you got Monroe and Pike are protecting Zion, and so Tague adds a nice element to our lineup. But we've always said that I think years we're super offensive, it's 7, 8, and 9 do some damage, and right now we got guys doing damage down in that spot of the lineup.
1 and 2, we had Alex and Lucas out here, and they've kind of bounced back and forth to get who leads off and who's second. Can you just talk about how important those 2 are at the top of the lineup?
We feel like clearly we have 2 leadoff hitters, and when we talk about Zion, he led off a lot last year. So we really have 3 guys at the top of our lineup that can do a little bit of everything. When you say everything, like they can hit the ball in the gaps. Yes, I guess I can say they can hit the ball out of the yard because Alex and Lucas have home runs now. Zion's obviously hit his share of home runs, but you see how explosive they are on the bases. So it's nice just having the 1-2 combination. Zion's been steady in the 3-hole, and he's done a great job of allowing them to run, letting them get in the scoring position, sometimes bunting them over, really just helping that offense get off to a good start in what we hope is the first inning. So it's fun with Lucas, Alex, and Zion because those are 3 sophomores that they were here last year. They are in their second year in the program. We pride ourselves on player development, how much better you get from year 1 to year 2. And, so it's fun coaching guys that have been around and hoping for year 3 nowadays, right? The longer we can keep guys in our program, you feel like the better they're going to be able to get.
Kentucky does some unique things on the base paths, and I know you guys also are a little tricky on there. Does that help with the preparation?
You hope so. At the end of the day, you got to throw and catch the baseball, but they are very good at putting pressure on you. They're very good at the bunting game. They're very good on the base stealing game. And then overall, they're aggressive in the base running, but it's a good aggressive. They're not just running into outs. I mean, like, they know where some weaknesses are, whether that's through their coaching, through scouting reports. And so, yeah, we've seen them expose teams this year, as they've always been able to expose some teams. So you hope we kind of play with a similar pressure type offense, but again, you have to be able to handle it in the environment. And so control your breath, be in tune to what's going on or what might happen. And then, as we always say, minimize. Like, they're good. Like, they're good offense. They're going to score runs, but keep it from being a crooked number, right? If you can keep it from being a crooked number, then you feel like you got a chance to be in the game or win the game.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, Dan.